Number 50 in the Radiance range is Lamour by Jacques Rivette. This is a marathon of a movie coming in at 4 hours and 15 minutes. It is an epic tale of a disillusionment of a marriage. You watch these two characters, Claire and Sebastian. Claire, who is the main star of this play that they're rehearsing at the start of it. Sebastian is the director. This is an adaptation of Racine's tragedy Andromaque, a kind of Greek play that mirrors a lot of what happens throughout the film. Now, it kind of jumps between them rehearsing the play and then the personal life. And we kind of focus on this couple as they fall apart within their work life. You know, Claire decides that she doesn't want to go through with this play. She's pulling out at the start, and they bring in someone else to take over the role, who happens to be Sebastian's ex, and they have to spend a lot of time together as they formulate the idea of what they want the play to be.
Je peux pas travailler dans ces conditions. Avec ça, n'insiste pas, écoute, tais-toi.
Je dis rien.
And then he's got his home life with his wife after it. And throughout the movie, which is a marathon length, but I feel is necessary, you really get into the ins and outs of this character. You focus a lot on Sebastian and everything that he's putting into this play. He's trying his damnedest to make it work and neglecting his marriage and the relationship that's going on there. And you can slowly see Claire pulling back throughout the film. She is withdrawing from the relationship, from the play, from life and friends, and kind of almost mourning the impending death of this relationship as the film goes on.
Et pour comble d'ennui, mon cœur, mon lâche cœur s'intéresse pour lui.
And it has this really nice tact of kind of jumping between 16mm and 35mm footage, you know, whenever we're in the play or we're jumping into segments of it, it jumps to this gritty 16mm film, and then pulling back into reality, we're getting the 35mm film. I really like that. There's some really nice directing touches here, like the aggressive and abrasive editing style that it has here. It is unnerving at moments. You know, it doesn't have that natural flow to it. It feels choppy, as in it can change angles within a sequence. It can sharp cut to something completely different without any preamble, and you're into a completely different situation. It has this fluidity throughout the film, and especially the editing that is really unnerving. And when you start to live with these characters, and this is one of the things that I really enjoyed about it. The length of the movie, like I've spoken about, is a marathon-like film length. You know, 4 hours, 15 minutes. You're sitting down watching that. You're spending a lot of time with these characters. You're getting to see them just interact, doing things that may have been cut from a much shorter movie. Just watching them as they slowly pull apart from each other, as they try to reconnect, as it kind of crumbles a little bit more.
Personne t'aimera comme moi. Je m'en fous que tu t'en fous.
You get to see them having fun. You get to see them arguing. You get to see them making up and talking things through. And I find it's a movie where the director himself is really laying himself bare in such a self-diagnosing way that it's almost unsettling to watch. You know, you feel this is a man who's really got a grasp on everything that he is and everything that he does, whether it be in a good or a bad fashion. He is letting it all air for everybody to see, and it feels like it's a real insight into the man.
Ou je suis comme ça, ou bien alors ça. Tu vois, ça.
I thought that Lamour was really interesting. It was a fascinating watch. It is a movie that, even though it's got its length, it's captivating all the time you're watching it. The idea of this new wave French movie and the focusing on the smaller, random, everyday moments to really build a story of this relationship before tearing it down is fantastic. The final hour of the movie really ramp things up. They feel as if there's a burst of energy which is needing at that point as things really escalate, and it becomes something that is unmissable at the end. I really enjoyed this film. I feel it's one that I will have to go back to after a period of time, because there is a lot more to mine there in this one. I feel there is a lot more parallel lines between the actual story of the play, which you get a great deal of idea of the story of that, and with what's going on between Claire and Sebastian, and I feel like it's almost paralleling each other. And although he can see the problems in the play, he can't quite identify the problems in his relationship, or is ignoring it, looking the other way, not giving that the attention it needs. Yeah, really interesting movie that I could get kind of lost in talking about it. I did find it very interesting. I want to go back to it, but I need time from it. I need to find the time to rewatch it at some point as well. Let's dive into the extras of L'amour fou and see what they have to offer. And the second disc for L'amour fou, which houses the special features. First up, we have Cinema Redefined, Jacques Rivette's L'amour fou revisited. Just documentary, Rivette collaborators and experts discuss L'amour fou. This is an absolute beast of a documentary, 1 hour, 33 minutes, 53 seconds. It has lots of collaborators looking back at the film. We have archival footage of Rivette himself. It really delves into this film. It's a fantastic companion piece. Video essay, Cristina Alvarez Lopez and Adrian Martin provide an analysis and background of L'amour fou, with a focus on the film's dual use of 35mm and 60mm cameras. This is 14 minutes and 7 seconds in length. And yes, they do focus on the film stock at points, but they always go into the kind of metaphors, the subtext that's going on here, the style and the use of the film stock, how he kind of uses close-ups in the 16mm to create a different kind of mood. There's more to it. It's really just a great visual essay. Restoring L'amour fou. Filmed interview, Caroline Champetier and Audrey Berrien discussed the restoration process of L'amour fou, filmed in Paris in January 2024. This is fantastic because to see the passion that goes into people restoring these films, how it can take between 1.5 to 2 years. They go into a little bit of story about what happened to the original footage and how that made the process more arduous. But it's really just it's the passion for film and restoration that really comes across. It makes you realise how much work really goes into this. We have a 48-page booklet. As usual, there are some fantastic essays in this, 4 in total. But I want to talk a little bit about a side little addition, the kind of thing that Radiance just threw in. And we have Rivette's top 10s. It's from 1966 to 1968. 8 years, top 10 favourite movies for Jacques Rivette. And it's not really expanded on, it's just a list. And it's just a strange little oddity to look at, to see the man's tastes and what kind of movies he preferred at the time. But the essays are excellent as well. And that's the extras for L'amour fou. There we have it. L'amour fou is out now for you to pick up if you are interested in this one. It is rewarding. It is a good bit of time spent with this one. But it's kind of devastating in seeing the characters and what they go through, the mundanity of everyday life, the pressures that are put on relationships through work endeavours and choices made is really interesting. I would love to know your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. So let me know in the comment box below whether you love it, hate it, your thoughts about it. How do you feel about the central relationship, the driving force of this film? Let me know in the comment box. We can have a chit chat about this one. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff in the description box below, are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com. Always, I wish you can support me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.